What's going on, brothers? Hope you're all doing well. Studio the Genius back at it again with another video, and there's a topic that I want to talk about that has been on my mind for a while, especially for the amount of time I've been on my semen retention journey personally, and that is comparing yourself with other men while on this journey. So when you watch a lot of semen retention content, you do get a lot of people in the comments talking about what day that they're on, how long their streak has lasted, and so far and so forth. And the issue with that is it can turn into a competition, between us brothers, to the point where if you were to relapse, you would become so hard on yourself for relapsing and failing, and then you start comparing yourself to your brother who's gone on a longer streak, or who's gone on more days than you. And then in that regard, you tend to sort of like disregard your sexual purity journey, and you start to go on a binge again, going back to the websites and going back to masturbating, going back to that same old toxic cycle, because you become so hard on yourself and that you were not patient with yourself to the point where you sort of throw the towel in and give up on your journey. And when that happens, you tend to sort of push even further away to the point where you start to resist even going on this journey in the first place. And that's an issue. I do understand that friendly competition is an amazing thing, and then as brothers on this journey, we are here to uplift one another, to resist the temptation, to resist the urges, to resist lust, and to have power over our flesh. So I do understand that when it comes to sharing our streaks and our days and how long we've lasted on this journey, I do believe that it's to empower one another, and that's an amazing thing to do. But when it comes to competition, I do understand that it's friendly competition, but at the same time, semen retention itself should not be seen as a competition. It should really just be seen as a lifestyle. And because you are doing the very best you can to break that sin of lust of your life, to stop leaning into your flesh, and to stop running after the things of the flesh, the things that the flesh craves, it's going to be a lifelong battle and a lifelong journey, and it's a hard thing to get through. You know what I mean? So there are times where you may give in and you may relapse, and unfortunately, that may happen to some of you guys. But at the same time, you shouldn't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself, because it's not a competition. No matter how long you lasted on your previous streak, or no matter how many days you did in the past, you went a consecutive amount of time without a release, without giving into your flesh. And that itself is a commendable feat. Even if you went a day, 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, and then relapsed, unfortunately, listen, you've gone further than many men on this planet. You know what I mean? So I commend you for that. Give yourself a round of applause, give yourself a pat on the back, because this journey is always a learning curve. And the longer you go, the more you will learn about yourself. Okay, so even if the urges are beating you up, even if the urges hit you like a brick, and you've gone consecutive days, and unfortunately the urge to give in is too strong, and then you end up relapsing, listen, it happens. This flesh is strong, okay? Trust me, I go through it as well. It's only the grace of God that's keeping me together. So I'm not here to brag or think I'm better than anyone, because I've gone over 5 years on this unbroken retention streak that I'm on without any relapses. I say that not to brag, and I say that not to think I'm better than any other brother out there, but I say that just to uplift one another, and to let you guys know that with God keeping you, it's possible to resist your urges, to resist temptation, and to resist your flesh. So when I come on here speaking to you about my experience and about how long I've gone on this journey, trust me, I'm not bragging. All I'm doing is I'm just giving an account and a testimony of what God has done for me, that he delivered me from this sin that has plagued me for over a decade. And just to let you know that there's deliverance and freedom in the Lord. Okay, so for everyone that is on this journey, for everyone that is struggling to like to fight the urges and everything, listen, we're human. It happens. Our flesh is weak. Okay, so like when these urges hit us, it's hard to resist it sometimes. And I understand that relapses happen. So when I come across people, especially like in a lot of semen retention content that I view, and they talk about they've relapsed and they've gone several days and they relapse and they feel bad, I personally don't think it's anything to feel bad about. But that's the thing, you feel bad in yourself because you couldn't accomplish something. You couldn't accomplish something that meant a lot to you. When it came to accomplishing a certain streak or reaching a certain amount of days of resisting lust and temptation and going about pornography. So I get that competition is within the semen retention and no-fap community. It's been there for years. Okay, and I see it in the comments all the time. And when people sort of berate themselves in the comments for relapsing and giving in and feeling useless or feeling worthless, that they can't go a certain amount of days or months, do not beat yourself up. Do not belittle yourself. Okay, don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, just to reiterate again that this journey, semen retention, is not a competition. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves to another man's streak, okay? Because we're on this journey individually. Together, we're on this journey, but our journeys are different and they are individual to ourselves because we are unique, we are different, okay? So I just wanted to remind you that just to keep going, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. That's the most important thing, okay? If you hit a setback, just jump right back up again, okay? Yeah, it's not worth it comparing yourself to your next brother on how long they've gone and feeling bad because you couldn't attain that certain amount of days or do a consecutive streak compared to the next person. It doesn't really matter because you're not them and they're not you. Focus on yourself, okay? Focus on yourself. Do the inner work that you need to do. Do the very best you can to resist your urges, lust, temptation, as they come hard, as they come fast. Do the very best you can on this journey. And don't look left or right to your brother there or to your brother there. Okay? We're here to uplift each other. I'll never laugh at someone who has relapsed or, has given up on this journey because they've done an incredibly hard thing that the majority of men on this planet can't even achieve. But yet you've done it. Doesn't matter how short or how long your streak was, you still resisted your flesh. You resisted lust. You resisted the most strongest primal urge that every being on this planet goes through. And you resisted it. You should be proud of yourself. Okay? So as brothers on this journey, we're not competing to see who's the best. Okay? We're on our individual journeys as a collective, but we're here to lift each other up as brothers, as men. We're here to support each other. That's the most important thing. So I hope this video blessed you, and I hope you're doing the very best you can to walk your path on this journey and to not compare yourself to others, because comparison is the thief of joy. It's been a good one, but I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot to me. If you found this valuable, please make sure to stick around, because I have a lot more topics to share and a lot of my experience to talk to you about. But for now, stay blessed, stay hard, take care, and peace out.